BookTube, let's talk about Me Before You by Jojo Moyes.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks. And today I just really briefly wanted to give you my thoughts on the book Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. On audio, this is narrated by Susan Lyons, Anna Bentink, Stephen Crossley, Alex Tragear, Andrew Wincott, and Owen Lindsay. It is a full cast of narration, but it's not done like a radio play would have been done, in that you don't have a different person as the voice of each character as they appear in the story. This was more like Susan Lyons did the bulk of the narration. She provided the voice of Louisa, who is the main character. And when there was a significant portion, like a chapter or a section, that was devoted to the point of view of one of the other characters, one of these other narrators would come in. So that's kind of how it worked. The two main characters in this book are Louisa and Will. Louisa is a British girl who is kind of down on her luck. She's just gotten fired from her job, and her life is really going nowhere. She's in a very dead relationship with a guy that hardly pays any attention to her. And she takes a job as a carer, as it's called in the UK, for Will, who is a guy that was very active, very much of a go-getter. He ran a company and he was very active outside, really outdoorsy, really just attacking life. And he was in an accident, got hit by a motorcycle, and then became a quadriplegic. So this takes place 2 years after his accident. And his family is concerned about him, and they hire Louisa to care for him, but really she's more of a companion to him. With regard to the narration, Susan Lyons was impeccable as Louisa. She really embodied Louisa and captured her, and really the other narrators did too. I have no complaints about the narration. In fact, I have a lot of praise for it because I think it was done really, really well. The book on a whole, I didn't really enjoy over much. I had had a lot of people tell me that I really should read it. Oh, you've got to read it. And there is a movie coming out, so I wanted to read it before then. And I knew that it was going to be a tearjerker. I really didn't know about the subject matter, but I thought, I hate tearjerkers because I don't want to feel emotionally manipulated by a book. At the same time, with this book, I didn't want to close myself off from having any kind of an emotional response to the book. So in the end, it is a tearjerker, and I did end up crying at it because it's so powerful and so well written. This book deals with euthanasia and also some aspects of rape and kind of having to overcome your circumstances, and the whole basic idea that you can let life happen to you and just kind of roll with it, or you can make things happen in your life. You can go outside your comfort zone and grow and learn as a person and become a better person for having done that. I don't know where I fall on the side of the euthanasia issue. I have not really thought it through to the point where I can definitively tell you that this is how I feel about it. And so reading about it in this book, and at times the characters would differ on the side of personal choice, and I don't think that it's always appropriate to stand by on the sidelines in the name of personal choice or the personal choice of another person. I didn't really always agree with Louisa's mission as it was, but it was a compelling story, and wherein the idea was that Will would be changed by Louisa. Actually, the reverse happened. Louisa was changed by Will. So in that way, it was a great story. And I think ultimately this book is popular for a reason. It's well written and it's a good story. I mean, it's a story well told. I just don't know that I liked the story. And I think that had I known the subject matter of this book, I probably would not have picked it up, because I don't know where I fall on the side of this issue. And I don't like the idea that an emotional book would sway my feelings about the issue. I think it's an issue I need to think through logically in my head, and it doesn't need to be swayed by emotional responses to books. So in the end, I gave this book 3 stars, and I liked it. I think it was very powerful, especially at the end. It was very well written, but I'm not sure it was the book for me. But if you like that kind of thing, you'll probably love this book. So I would still encourage you to read it, and I highly recommend it. So if you've read it, I would love to know what you thought about it, especially if you're one of the people that told me I needed to read it. I would love to talk with you about it. So let's do that in comments, and that's it for now from me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.